Other possibilities are if you know your modes and your major scales, you can find tons of patterns to practice that are already existing in those scales. So it makes sense to practice some of those fingerings. For example, if I play like a G major scale, well, first of all, to play this particular G major scale, I'm going to need to use the second and fourth finger. So there's an exercise that makes sense, because for certain fingerings on certain scales, you're going to have that happen. Also, in this G major scale, I'm going to use a first, second, four. Right, so now you can practice, 1, 2, 4. And that will actually surely benefit you if you're going to do any kind of scale work. So 1, 2, 4. Now if I continue on to the G major scale we started with, I now run into this shape here, and I run into 1, 3, 4. So now I can practice that as a possibility. And you can still do it, obviously you can still do that, 2 strings. Or just kind of randomly start walking. To just practice that fingering in that shape. I'm still using nothing but alternate picking on this. Down, up, 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 down, up. So, keep that in mind. I'm going to keep that alternate picking happening the whole time too. Alright, if I continue on through this major scale, there it is again, the first and second finger. So you can start to see why it's probably relevant to practice some of these exercises. Now, what I don't want to do is I don't want to have to, I don't want to just sit here and just do 10 million exercises, because that's going to get old. I'm hoping that you will be able to just kind of start to look at some of the scales and stuff that you're practicing to see where there might be something that you can use as an exercise to help build your ability to play better, or to warm up the hand and get ready for certain kind of musical events or whatever that you're going to run into. A lot of guys use the blues scale. When there's some other positions there, obviously 1, 4 is going to be a big part of that. 1, 2, 3. Now, anytime you're doing this too, 1, 2, 3, you're going to actually your down and up strokes on your alternate picking are not going to be even. When I'm doing 4 notes, I've got down, up, down each time. Down, up, down, up, down. So every time I change strings, I've got a downstroke. Right? But if I'm doing 3, I'm going to have down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So I end up with a kind of a strange... And so you have to start looking at things like this. So you might have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up as an exercise. And then you might have the reverse. You might have up, down, up, down. Right, so you have that kind of thing happen there too. So you really want to kind of get, be conscious of things on the right hand too, because you will run into that scenario quite often where you're going down, up, down, then up, and then up, down, and that can be kind of tricky. Alright, so you got that happening. So there's 3. Okay, so back to the pentatonic scale. Another position we've already done is 1, 3, 4. Right, so 1, 3, 4 is another reason. So you can go through major scale patterns, minor scale patterns, and things, and you can find fingerings in there. Some other fingerings, like 3-note per string fingering, stuff like that. You might have 1, 2, 4 as a stretch. Like this would be another way to play G major. So you have. So you have 1, 2, 4. Some guys play that 1, 3, 4. I find that completely awkward. That doesn't necessarily mean that my way is the best. It just means that that's just unusual for me. So this is like 1, 2, 4. So I would practice 1, 2, 4. That's a good workout too. Remember, any kind of stretching like that, maybe start higher up on the fretboard so you get a little bit more experienced with it, to where it feels more comfortable, Right. So that's the idea. I think that that's plenty of stuff as far as like just left-hand exercises, especially when you have the ability to create your own and play, make up your own and things like that. And I would encourage you to do that, because you just never know. The way the guitar is laid out, you have horizontal play, you have vertical play, you have diagonal play. Also, as far as playing strange chord shapes, different kind of stretchy chords so different kind of things like that. All these exercises really help.